If you own a property and have a second mortgage on it, and if you want to keep this property and get rid of the second loan, attorney Shaw Parali can help. Call 510-742-5887. Due to the uncertain economy, many people have settled their debts for a fraction of its value. It's recommended to use an experienced lawyer to deal with it. Shaw Parali is an experienced debt settlement attorney and has handled hundreds of such cases successfully. There are no upfront fees for debt settlement. Only when you win, you pay. Call Shaw Parali, attorney at law, at 510-742-5887 or visit yourdebtsettlementattorney.com for a free assessment. This is just an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship is established by this ad. The law does not guarantee success. Call 510-742-5887.
Are you an H1B visa holder? Do you have an I-140 petition approved or have an extension under AC-21 provisions? Are you on H4 visa? If yes, we've got amazing news for you. As of May 26, 2015, you or your spouse on H4 visa might be eligible for a work permit, aka EAD. And to apply, you need a lawyer who knows about H4 visa issues. Lawyer Shaw Parali has been at the forefront of this fight for H4 rights and has actually helped make this dream a reality. Now, his firm is ready to help you or your spouse get their EADs. Call 510-742-5887 or visit www.splgpc.com to apply for your EAD. This is an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship is created by this ad.
You came over to provide for your family, to give your kids a bright future. However, an immigrant faces certain parallels while trying to achieve the American dream. The Shaw Parali Law Group PC is here to be a friend on your side. Whether you're dealing with an H1B visa or trying to become a citizen, no matter the issue, the Shaw Parali Law Group PC can help. Their diverse, multilingual staff offer a systematic, responsive, team-oriented approach to give you the best effective and exceptional quality service you deserve in your time of need. The Shaw Parali Law Group PC has not only made a name for excellence and dedication, but is also renowned for its compassion and social work, including pro bono workshops, awareness campaigns, human and civil rights advocacy. Please call 510-742-5887 to set up an appointment for a consultation. Don't wait. The members of the Shaw Parali Law Group PC are ready to work for you. That's 510-742-5887. This is just an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship has been established. The law firm does not guarantee success.
And now, from the San Francisco Bay Area studios, KLOK proudly presents to you the prominent attorney Shaw Parali for the Shaw Parali Law Show, coming at you with over 50,000 watts of power. The Shaw Parali Law Show, where all your views matter.
Hello, everybody. Assalamu alaikum, Sastikal, Namaskar to all the listeners. It's been a very, very busy week for us, and I'm going to try my best today to kind of recap what has happened. But also today we know that I have Franco on the board, first of all. Thank you, Franco, for being there. And also anything I'm going to tell you today, ladies and gentlemen, is very important to know. These are for educational purposes only. If you want a private consultations, you should call an attorney, or you can call our office at 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887. I'm going to start first with the H1B. The H1B is closed now, and they already have a random selection. Some people are already getting their receipts, those lucky ones. Under the premium, they are getting it through email. The receipts are so far has not come in the physical form, but the one on premium and masters are getting emails, and hopefully you are one of them. And also, we know that the USCIS received 250,000 applications. I repeat that, and exactly what I predicted, 250,000 applications, including masters and regular cap. So just hanging there now. As soon as we know about your case, we will inform you, and of course we will inform your employer Please bear with us, and I know a lot of people are calling asking if we got it, but we have not gotten the physical receipts yet to be able to inform you. Those who have done under premium and who are under masters have gotten the email receipts, but that's it pretty much. So bear with us a little bit, and hopefully we should get results soon for the H1B. I mean, at least the lottery. Then the whole thing starts. Now, I know we have a lot of callers already on hold. The number to the studio today is 408-912-5565. But let me update a little bit what has happened in the past week. One of the things, for those who don't know, this school closed down, that fake school that was set up as a sting operation by the government, which is called the UNNJ, also University of Northern New Jersey. And we have received a lot of calls, a lot of people suffering due to that. And unfortunately, there's not a blanket solution for all of them. The solutions are being given according to the case-by-case basis, because some people, when we talk to them, we find out that they have ability to get another visa, or ability to do reinstatement, or ability to file an asylum, or ability to file under marriage petition, or ability to actually leave under voluntary departure. Because for those who don't know, once people are getting the letter that their service and F1 are being terminated, many of them are also receiving the visit of a DHS officer, ICE, and they are serving them with the notice to appear, which is the NTA. I know there are people on hold right now. The number to the studio, 408-912-5565. Bear with me another 2-3 minutes, and I will start taking the calls. But just to give you an update, one of the things that we are looking at, and this is not going to happen immediately, because I know a lot of people call me and ask for immediate solutions. The immediate solution is on a case-by-case basis. There's no blanket solution, and that's another mistake people are still doing. What happens is that if their friends got a solution, they think that solution is good for them. But it doesn't work this way, unfortunately. You might have a solution you don't even know about, but unless you talk to an attorney, you won't be able to get that solution. And that's why, unfortunately, there's no way you can just sit on a forum and get all the answers. You won't get it. And in fact, this is what is causing all the problems. And I've been screaming at the top of my lungs, avoid overusing CPTs, avoid the schools that are basically too attractive to be true, and also make sure that you are complying with the rules. Know the rules. The rule is that you have to attend classes. Any school which tells you don't attend classes, you better stay away from them. And also don't rely on non-lawyers to give you advice. And that's what we are seeing a lot of people calling. My friend told me, my consultant told me, my broker told me that everything is all right. None of those guys are lawyers. They cannot give you legal advice. And unfortunately now even the DSO, you cannot count on them, because it seems like some of them are undercover agents, which is something that the government is doing basically to protect the system. But at the same time, unfortunately, many students got trapped without even knowing they were violating the law. So now what is happening, a lot of them are being served what we call a NTA. And yesterday I've been talking to some of my colleagues in the whole, pretty much 27 states are affected. New Jersey is a big one, of course. A lot of people yesterday were processed at the office for deportation. And one of the options they're taking is voluntary departure. I will talk a little bit more about that in a few. But at this point in time, don't make any move. Don't try to run away or hide or things like that. But the best advice is to have an attorney by your side and tell the officer that you want to be represented by an attorney, because that rule will apply to you, that basically once you say that, they will stop the questioning. Even they give you a deportation order, then it stops the questioning, that you can avoid basically saying things that will hurt you. And this is one of the maxim of law here. Anything that you say basically can be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. And if it is an immigration proceeding, you don't have a right to a free attorney, by the way. It's only in criminal proceedings that you get a free attorney can be assigned to you. So you need to hire an attorney or have an attorney present. If you are in New Jersey, you should get an attorney there, or you can call us at the office. We'll see if we can represent you from here. But it is very, very important that you have an attorney by your side. And I know a lot of the students are struggling and they don't want to spend money. So unfortunately, they might not. There's no organization so far which has come up to volunteer their free attorneys, so maybe you should look into that. But right now, I highly recommend that you don't answer questions without an attorney present, because many people in the confusion, they will say things that ultimately will hurt them. The other situations we are seeing, a lot of people, when they file their H1B, they put documents from that school which are ultimately going to hurt them. So that too needs to be considered before you take a voluntary departure, because you might not be able to come back. And even if you want to come back, you might have to file for a waiver, provided they allow you to file for that. I'm trying my best to cover a lot of the issues, but it's impossible to cover it. This thing is so big. It's bigger actually than Tri-Valley, to be honest. And it is going to harm a lot of people, not only students, people who have already transferred an H1, H4, consulting companies which has been involved with them. Everybody is pretty much in that game, and that is going to unfold in the next 3 to 6 months. Let us see how it unfolds. But in the meantime, the only immediate solutions are just basically to protect the students, either to make them go back safely, or ultimately, if they have a relief, they can use it here. So, ladies and gentlemen, for all those students who are listening to me all over the states right now, please, if you want to know about your case and want to assess your case, give us a call at the office. We will arrange consultations, 510-742-5887. And then if you type attorneyonair.com, which will go on my website, piralilaw.com, I put an update page on the UNNJ. Please follow it, and I will try my best to update you as I get more information. Let me take one call at this point, Franco. This is Shapra. You're live in here.
Hi, I'm Chitra here. I have a question. My H1 is valid till August of 2017, and my employer will be filing for an amendment in a couple of weeks because I'll be moving to a new location. My question is, can I travel while the amendment is pending? And I also have to go for stamping because I don't have a valid visa stamp if I travel. So what is the position on traveling while amendment is pending, and how does the stamping work?
Okay, that's a very, very good question. First of all, don't travel while it's pending. Until it's approved, you travel, you will have problems, especially if you're going to do the stamping there in the U.S. Embassy in India or another U.S. Embassy. Because for two reasons. If the amendment is pending, but you're still with the job where you are, for example, let's say you're changing job location in 3 months, and the amendment is going to kick in 3 months, then you might be able to get your stamp. But if your job where you are already has moved, until your amendment is approved, do not go for stamping. They will not, even if they stamp it at the border when you come here, if they find out, they will give you a hard time and you will be in violation of your H1B. So the rule under amendment right now, I'm telling people if they want to do amendment, get it approved, then they travel, then they can go for the stamping. If not, you got to wait, then you travel. There's no way out of this now. It's very, very strict. And one of the reasons they put the amendment was exactly because of stamping. A lot of people back in the days were not getting stamped even before the rule of Simeo came out. So I recommend that you get you premium the amendment, get it approved, and once it is approved, then you move out. Things are very strict right now. Don't take chances, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So I don't know. I think we have another call on hold. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Hi, my name is Shaukat, and Shafra Ali, thank you for such educate the people here. So I appreciate so for that first. And first time I'm calling, and I have one question. My wife have a permanent residence, and she have a green card expire this year in November. So we're going to planning next month, going to India for 30 days, 1 month only. So is it okay to we going to India and come back to renew for my permanent residence, or?
Yes. When is it expiring, you said?
November.
November. And when are you coming back?
I just going to 1 month and come back to say next month.
No. When are you leaving? When are you leaving?
Next month and come back to the same month.
Yeah, just when you come back, you renew. You're fine. But if in case you get delayed there is one thing. They actually published that last week. What you need to do, you can go to the, if in case, let's say you get delayed after November, what you need to do, then you can go for stamping from the U.S. Embassy. They will give you extension. But right now, if you come before it expires, you're fine. And when you come back, you can renew your green card. And if you're eligible for citizenship and you can pass the test, I will recommend that you go for the citizenship. Okay? But yeah, you're fine right now. Okay? But in case you delay, then call me from there.
Only less than 30 days.
Okay, then you're fine. Okay? All right?
Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you.
How long we can, before 90 days, we can apply that or renew or...
Yeah, you can apply when you come back. Just apply when you come back. It's better. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me take another caller. This is Sharp Rai. You're live on air.
Hello, sir. I appreciate all that you're doing for the community.
Oh, thank you, sir. What can I do for you?
Yeah, my question is, I came to this country like in last June on a H1, and the employer could not find me a job or is not able to pay me. So after 3 months, I found I found contract, and I moved to a different employer and tried to file a H1 transfer, and the H1 transfer RFE came through after like 7 months, asking for very detailed pay slips for the first 3 months, and also client letter for the current situation. And right now my old contract is over, so I'm unable to provide this documentation, and I'm thinking of returning back.
Okay.
So
there are two ways to do that. One, of course, is to get the check stubs up to the date you left. If you cannot get that, and if your employer acted in bad faith, you can put a complaint with the Department of Labor and show the receipt from the Department of Labor that you put a complaint that your employer didn't pay you, because benching is not allowed. Now, if the employer terminated you, then the third option, which is the only option, you request for a counselor processing on your case. And if you have a stamp on your passport, you don't need to get a new stamp. So these are the only three options that are available in this case. Okay?
So, just one more question. So if I go back to India and then find one more contract, can I apply for a H1 transfer from right there?
Yes.
With non-cap? Non-cap?
Yes. You're already in the cap. You're fine. But make sure that the employer didn't. As long as the H1B is not revoked by the USCIS, it was just because of the employer, you have no problem. But if it is revoked by USCIS for fraud or some misrepresentation, then you are no longer cap exempt. Right now, you are cap exempt. So you should be able to go back, find a job, transfer it, and then come back. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Good luck to you. Yeah, you're welcome. Let me take another caller. This is Sharp Radi. You're live on air.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. You're live on air.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, Shah.
Good morning.
I got a question for my cousin. She worked for the IT company, and she worked as a manager there, and her boss did a visa fraud. And then when she came back from India, they stopped her at the airport and took away her green card. They were suspecting that she was involved in it, so they had the fingerprinting and the pictures and everything.
Yes.
And then then she went to the I think CBP in San Francisco. They gave her back her green card, and then she was never charged or never. They never say anything after that. So my question is, now when she goes out and enters states again, she go for secondary inspection every time, but they clear it every time. So my question is, now if she goes for any employment in the United States, will that affect her record, or like some companies require the fingerprinting?
Okay, this is a very good question, because this is a situation where I don't want you to give me more details on this, because this might have issues of criminal. So let me tell you how it works. For basically what has happened probably in the case of your sister-in-law or your cousin is the fact that she was probably working for someone who is under investigation. That means probably this company has been charged of criminal liabilities. Now, now, if she has not been charged of a criminal liability, then nobody will even know what is happening because no employers will have access to that. This is purely DHS. But if she was charged of criminal liability, then it becomes on your record as a crime. But just an investigation can make someone either maybe a witness or something like that, but doesn't make her a criminal. And people get secondary inspection all the time. That doesn't get reflected on anything except for DHS and at the airport. So on that part, she should not be worried. But I will recommend for her, if they come back to her this time talking to her, that she gets a criminal defense attorney by her side, or she can get an immigration attorney if they try to take her green card. They cannot take her green card at the airport, by the way. I repeat that. They don't take green card at the airport. They can only hold it. And they can force you, scare you to give it up. That's a different story. But they cannot take it. Only a judge can take that to revocation, and it has to be a process in court. So just don't give away your green card. She will get a hassle every time she travels on secondary questioning. But if the questioning are starting to incriminate her, making her feel that they are trying to put the blame on her, then I will highly recommend that she talks to a criminal defense attorney if there are criminal charges filed against the company, or if there was any problem with her own green card, then we need to sit down and assess the case. Those cases are very sensitive. It's not good to too much discuss about them on the air, but I would recommend sitting with a criminal defense attorney, or she can call us at the office. I can sit down and assess if her green card is in jeopardy.
Actually, she had the defense attorney, and then they didn't ask anything. She asked them, the CBP, do I need the attorney? And they said, well, we don't think so. But still, she went for the attorney.
Yeah, but you cannot trust the government. Okay, hold on. Listen to me. You don't trust the government. That's why we have lawyers in this country. The government is not to be trusted ever. That's one rule. The government protects us. They do a lot of good, but there are a lot of people out there who also do bad things. So at the airport, it's true, they won't give you an attorney, and you don't have really 100% a right to an attorney at the airport. But if you are criminally charged, then at this point, you have a right to an attorney. But at this point, I don't think she is. So do not listen. And that's one thing that you brought up very important, and I wanted to tell that to the students too that have problem. If the government just tells you, oh, you don't need an attorney, it's not for them to decide. The law is very clear. The right to an attorney attaches every time you're under an arrest. And at this point, not any time, there are some exceptions and everything, but at the airport, the rules are different. But you don't just trust them and believe. I'm not saying they are lying to you, but they have a right to lie to you. Understand that rule. They have a full right as agents to lie to you, but you are not allowed to lie to them on a single piece. And there are case law to say where judges say a government has a right to lie to you because that's how they are able to do the investigation. But you cannot lie to them. So for you to get your interests protected, you have to have an attorney. But in the case of your cousin, it doesn't seem they want to go further than that. Then it seems there's nothing happening at this point. It's been a long time. But for people in the future, things happening like that, I highly recommend you have an attorney by your side because the way the system works is that if they scare you enough and you start talking, even things that you don't know what you're saying can be used against you. So you need to be very, very careful, not because you are guilty, but because you don't want to make mistakes. Because you make a mistake and it becomes a lie, it will be used against you. So for everybody out there who have this kind of issues, they need to talk to an attorney. Okay?
And so the only thing is, she has not been charged anything. They have never talked to her attorney again. So
yeah,
she's okay.
If she has an attorney, they have to go to the attorney. So she's pretty okay right now. But I don't know if the future, once the investigation is finished, if they will go after her green card. But that's a different issue. If your question is, will that affect her employment? If there was no criminal charges, probably not, because nobody will know about this because DHS work is private unless there are some kind of charges. So I think she's safe at this point, but if she's getting any problem when she applies for a job, give me a call at the office at 510-742-5887. Okay?
All right. Thanks so much.
Good luck to you. Let me take another caller. I know I took a little bit long in answering that, but it was very, very important. The caller made a very good point, and I wanted to clear that. Let me take another caller, Franco. This is Chaparral. You are live on air.
Sir, thanks for taking my call. I have a question regarding H1 I-140.
Yes, sir. I'm listening to you.
Yeah. So this is regarding my wife. Her employer has filed I-140 as a software developer. And if she gets promoted to, say, manager, project manager, in 6 months, then I understand that she has to file the I-140 again. But what are the priority dates? Will that remain with her, or priority dates will also go?
That's a good question, but this is the way it works. If the I-140 was already approved on the previous case, right, and she doesn't have, she can use it on the next case. But if she has not been approved, it's pending, you cannot use the priority date. Now, the other option is that once the green card gets approved, if she moves back to that job, she's fine. She can use the previous I-140, but most companies will not allow you to do that. But the priority date can only be transferred if it was approved, okay?
Yeah, so my question is, it is priority date is approved, and if she changes the role, will that priority date can be used for new green card?
Yes, definitely, yes.
Okay.
Okay? Okay? Yeah, you can, no problem. As long as it has not been revoked by fraud, it's fine. Okay? Thanks. Let me take another caller. This is Chaparral. You are live in air.
Hi, Mr. Shah. I had a question regarding my wife. She's on H1 right now, and her contract ended. And she wanted to go to India for medical reasons. So is it possible for an H1 person to go to India for a longer period of time while still being on H1? Or should I convert it into H4? And if I should convert it into H4,
no, you don't have to. You don't have to convert anything. The way the H1 works, it's a 3-4 process. One, whenever you get the 797, the time which is on that is only time spent in United States. That means when your wife leaves, the H1B will stop automatically. However, she's still cap exempt, so she can revive the time that. For example, let's say she has this. You have a total of 6 years, unless you get an I-140, of course, for H1. Let's say she uses 1 year and she's not feeling well. She wants to go to India. She can go to India and stay there 2-3 years, but don't reach 6 years, then it will be a problem. But then she can revive that H1, but she has to refile it or transfer it to another company, and she can come back. She's still cap exempt. She will still have another 5 years to use. So you don't have to convert on anything. Once she leaves, she's fine. And if you convert it, it's useless. You're just going to waste your money because H1 doesn't work when you're outside. Only the cap continues working, not the H1. The H1 time is only one time spent in the U.S. So she's safe in going. There's no problem.
So, but if she has to come back, she has to get a new H1 again because she already has stamping for another year or so. So I don't know if she can come back on the same.
No, she doesn't need new stamping. She just needs if the job has not revoked the H1, same position, same place, she can just come at the airport with the same 797. But if the job has revoked it with, withdrawn it with the USCIS, then she needs to transfer, or they need to refile a new H1 for her, but it's cap exempt. That means she doesn't have to wait April 1st, and she doesn't need a new stamping.
Yeah.
Okay?
And for H1, Mr. Shah, so do we have to, can she leave and be file for H1 from India, or should I do it here before she leaves?
No, you don't have to file anything. As soon as you leave, it will be broken. You file it from India when you're ready to come back.
Okay.
But you have to understand the concept of H1 because this is important. There are 3 parts in an H1. One is a 797 where you basically say, I made it through the cap, right? Once you get that, until the time you are inside United States is the only time that counts towards those 6 years. Any time you leave outside doesn't count. That's why you can recapture time. So if she goes for a vacation, she can recapture that time. Now, the second question, will the company keep her on that on the job? But usually when you leave, the company stops their H1. Doesn't mean the H1 is canceled. Only thing is the status part is canceled. So now if she wants to come back with the same company and the company has already canceled that, they need to refile a new one. But it won't be a problem because she just have to file in the new employment cap exempt, and she can come back with the same stamp. Now, if she wants to transfer company, she can do that too because she's still cap exempt. Okay? Yeah, the rule is a little bit tricky, but as long as you follow the rules, and if you're having problems before you leave, give me a call, and I will be glad to guide you what needs to be done. Okay?
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Good luck to you. The number to our office, 510-742-5887. We had some very, very interesting questions today, and I wanted to give me a chance to actually explain how the system works on each. I could explain the system on the I-140 and the H1B. I hope people are able to capture that. The H1B and the I-140 are kind of interrelated sometimes, but unless you know all the laws that really control them, it's very hard to explain. And sometimes it's very confusing because people think they have to move an H4. No, if you're going to stay here and you don't want to go and you want to take a break from H1, then you convert an H4. If not, then just leave, and then you can recapture your time when you come back. And there are some procedures to doing that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think I don't have a lot more callers right now. So if you have any, we will still be taking calls at 408-912-5565. And I'm going to talk a little bit about debt settlement also because we are getting a lot of questions now coming because it seems like everybody's kind of panicking with the economy. It's kind of acting really weird and people are not able to follow. A lot of people are seeing themselves with a major credit cards or even SBA loans. For those who don't know, SBA loans are loans that are guaranteed by the government, but they are small business loans. And what happens in those loans is if you don't pay them, the money, whatever is due, goes automatically to the government treasury to collect. And once the government treasury collects, they really have a lot of power. It's just a little bit like taxes. So they have this thing called TOP, where they basically are giving priority to collecting those funds. So if you don't settle them quickly before they go there, or you don't take care of your loans, you will have a major problem on your hand. And we have been able to do some of those cases. It's not easy, by the way, to get them done, but we are able to get them done. So you can call us 510-742-5887, and you can check the website yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. And if you want any kind of settlement when it comes to credit cards, second mortgages, if you qualify, feel free to call our office, 510-742-5887. I have another caller. Let me take the other caller. This is Shapra. You're live on air. Okay, I think I lost the caller. So I was talking a little bit about debt settlement. We will go back to immigration in a few. But because I'm getting this question too frequently, and I wanted to explain on SBA loans, we can help you on credit cards. We can help you on other loans. So please give us a call, 510-742-5887. I think the caller is back. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Hi, this is Jasmeet, and I have a question on the citizenship filing item.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so actually, I have a permanent home in Sacramento area where myself, my family, and my son live there. But I do work in the Bay Area, so in the weekdays, I'm living on a rentals accommodation, and on the weekends, I do visit there. So in citizenship filing, I think in some requirement was there that you need to be living in for last 3 months in the same county area or something. So do I need to? I mean, I can mention my permanent address of Sacramento, or there is an issue because I am living here for 5 days in a weekday.
Well, it goes by the rule of domicile. Domicile is defined by the place where you live and you intend to reside. So if your intention to reside, your permanent residence is Sacramento, you got to put Sacramento. But I had a case very, very much like yours. A person who was a contractor had to travel, and they give a hard time because they keep shifting the file from one place to another. So it's very hard for me to tell you like that. I need to sit down with you and kind of assess it. Give me a call at the office, I'll tell you. But it's good to mention both places. Let them decide where they want to interview you, okay? All right? Okay. Good luck to you. Let me take another caller. This is Shapra. You are live in here.
Yeah, my question is, if you help in debt settlement for the credit card loan, so will this affect the credit score, or means the credit history? I mean, basically the credit history. Will it come in the credit history or not?
Yes, it will have an impact on your credit because our job is just to get you out of the debt. But the truth is, if you don't pay your debts, because people who come to us on debt settlement, they already have kind of not been paying their debt, so they already have an impact on their credit. Settling it just stop the bleeding. So, but if you decide to do a settlement, yes, it will be, but it's not such a negative thing because it will show settlement on it. But definitely, it's not going to keep your credit perfect. It's only for people who pretty much are struggling, and they're already struggling not paying, and that's already affecting their credit. By settling, you just stop that negative, in fact. But for those who have clean credit, then don't want to touch a debt settlement, then you should not go for it. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Good luck to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had some very, very interesting questions today. I wanted to thank you for all for listening today. And my main topic today was about H1B and about the situation happening with the student visa with UNNJ. And H1B, as you know right now, it is very tricky. And I'm going to talk about a few other issues that we are seeing right now. If you're traveling for stamping right now, things are really tough out there. In fact, some lawyers are recommending people not to travel for stamping unless it's necessary. And then before you leave, talk to your lawyer or talk to a lawyer who's experienced with those cases, at least to get an assessment if your chances are good to go. For example, we had one caller talking about an amendment pending traveling. That's a no-no. So, and I highly recommend that you go ahead and you talk to a lawyer before you leave in those cases. So right now things are tough. We're seeing it right there. People are just getting blocked on small issues under I-140. We had a situation where people have very good chances when they did a change of status here, and then when they go for stamping, they get blocked there in the home country. You don't want to be in that situation, especially it seems like they are going really, really strong on all people in our communities. And one of the things I wanted to discuss is delays and cases. We are experiencing a lot of delays on the I-45 recently. Many cases are getting approved, but many cases are getting locked, especially people from the Middle East, people who are Muslims, and people who are from South Asia, basically from India. What is happening, they are kind of using this law, which is called CARP, C-A-R-R-P. If you type it, you will see there was a lawsuit by ACLU and that in 2011. But it seems now it has become a little bit more open because that was kind of a secret thing. But now it's open and they are using it. Basically what they do, they delay your cases as much as possible for background checks, supposedly. And some of them are really getting background check, but some of them are just delayed, unfair delays. So there are not many options in those. One of them is, of course, to contact your congressperson and try to unclog them. The second option is to file what we call a writ of mandamus, suing the government. But that doesn't apply to everybody. And in some cases, some people who have done that have actually created problems for them. So you need to be very careful. You need to be patient. And unfortunately, once it is in this kind of situation, even good lawyers cannot unclog it unless you file a lawsuit. So please be patient and understand that we are really in a very tough times right now with the elections and all the things happening around the world. U.S. is trying their best to basically control the borders in the right way, but at the same time, unfortunately, people who are innocent are being trapped in that too. So just be careful, and for those who are getting delays, we can look into a writ of mandamus. I filed a lot of writ of mandamus back in the days when I just became a lawyer, and I was very well known for that. But now I'm advising caution. I'm not advising people just to use that as a very expressive tool because I have noticed in some situations where people, especially in citizenship filing that, they are digging into the entire green card. Some people, they are going back and trying to even reverse the green card. So be careful on that. So I think we have some callers online. This is Chaparral. You are live in here.
Hi. I recently had I-140 approval, and then I moved employers.
Yes, sir.
Once I moved to the new employer is filing my perm again. So if the old employer revokes the old I-140, would I lose my priority date?
No. The short answer is no. However, there was one case only, where the BIA, Board of Immigration Appeals, said no, you lose it. But that's not the real rule, because all the manuals and everything, they don't really take away that priority date unless it was revoked for fraud or misrepresentation. That's a different story. That's revocation by the USCIS. But technically, no. But be careful when you move if you're above 6 years, because if you move to another employer and the I-140 is dead, you might not even be able to move above 6 years. Okay? Okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay, but the priority date usually stays with you even when the I-140 is revoked. That's the general rule. Okay? Okay. Okay. Let me take another caller. This is Shabrai. You are live in air.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. My name is Kalyani. I have a question regarding my H1. Can I ask it?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So the question is, I'm on H1B right now, and this is the first H1 I got. I'm thinking of going to India for 1 or 2 months, but I'm little concerned if I could go to India and stay there for 1 or 2 months and then come back. So is it okay if I can do that on H1, or I have to get my employer run the pay, pay the taxes every month?
No, they cannot run your pay when you're not here. It doesn't make sense. But you can go on a break on H1. The whole issue on H1 is you have to prove the job offer is genuine. As long as the job offer continues after your break, you have a full right to take a vacation. It's your right. As long as your employer doesn't revoke your H1B, you can come back. You just have to have a letter of continuation when you come back at the airport. So I recommend you can go, but before you go, if you want to make sure everything is all right, just give me a call at the office. We cannot discuss the details of your case on the air because it's not private. Then I can do a consultation and tell you how you should prepare yourself when you come back, okay?
Yeah, actually, I have a job right now, so I'm taking a 1 month off, but just in case if I extend or so, I'm just looking the alternatives of the options what I have.
You don't have any alternatives because there's no need for one. And if your job offer is not genuine, it doesn't matter how much you do, you won't be able to come back. If the job offer is genuine, then there should be no problem to come back. You just have to have a letter from your employer. You're still employed there. Now, if you lose your job while you leave, you can always transfer also. This is the biggest problem people don't understand, because a lot of times their consultants where they're working for don't explain to them how the system works, and they themselves do things that are bad, and they end up by putting you in trouble and themselves in trouble. That's why I'm saying it's always good to make sure when you're leaving that your job is still there, they have not revoked the H1B, then you're fine, you can come back, okay? Taking a vacation, just running the payroll like that doesn't work, because that will be fraud, because you're not working. Why will they run the payroll? Unless they want to give you paid vacation, it's up to them, okay?
Yeah.
Okay? Okay then. Good luck to you. Let me take another caller. This is Shaprai. You're live in here.
Hey, Shah, this is Radhakrishnan. I have a question regarding my son's H4 visa. So yes, I have a H1 until 2017, and he also have a H4 until 2017. So last year, 2014, we traveled to India and came back, and when his I-94 was issued, it was issued until his passport expiry date. It was November 30th, 2015. So I somehow missed to renew that I-94 after I renewed the passport. So what are the implications of this?
I didn't understand what is the question. You say here, there was a background noise, so I couldn't hear you properly. So you said that you file a stamp, you file an H4 for your son, and you got a stamp for him already?
Yeah, I have a H1 until 2017, and my son also have a H4 until 2017. So we traveled in 2014 to India and came back during that time when they issued the I-94, right? So what they did is they gave until his passport expiry date, which was somewhere in December 2015.
Okay.
So now the I-94 is until November 30th, 2015. So I forgot to check back when I renewed my passport. I didn't apply for his renewal of the H4 actually, because like I-94 is until November 30th.
Okay, this is what you need to do. You need to call the CBP office right away and tell them about that, see if they will fix it. Otherwise, how old is your son?
He's 6 years.
6 years. So he doesn't accrue unlawful presence. So did you get a new passport for your son?
Yeah.
Okay. So there are three options in that, and second option will not be available. The first option, you call the CBP office right now. Go online, look for the Custom Border Patrol, and try to ask them if they can extend it. They might be able to do it for you right there. On the phone, or you go there, they will do it. Now, sometimes because you waited so long, they might say no. What you need to do then, you need to take your son maybe to Mexico, Canada, and come back, and they will give since he has a stamp on his passport, right? The stamp is good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just go and come back, and they will give him the new total amount of time. But before you do that, call the CBP office, and if you are getting any problems, give me a call at the office. I just fixed one case like that last week. So you can call me and we'll fix it for you. 510-742-5887. Okay?
Okay. Just one more question. I mean, like, will it have any problems for him in his future or something like that?
No.
Okay.
Because first of all, he's a minor. He doesn't accrue unlawful presence. And it's just a technicality that they have not been able to really fix. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
And if you need help, just call me, okay? This is Shapira. You're live in here. Hello? Okay, I think Franco will lose the caller. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost close to the to ending the show. We'll be done in, I think, 10 minutes or so. I was expecting Amit to call to talk about real estate, but since he's not on the line right now, I'm going to talk about situations that we are facing right now. One of the things, there are few things that we have to be very cautious right now. If you are a student, I wrote an article yesterday on my page on attorneyonair.com, our website. Please read that. Be very, very careful. And if you're an employer employing CPT students, you have to be careful too, because many times right now people are giving CPTs, and those CPTs are not good. You don't want to be part of a big thing going on right now. And I heard yesterday, and I didn't see it again today on ICE, another school was closed too. So it's going on. And plus, if you're an H1B employer also, and you're employing OPT students, make sure that you start getting compliant if you're taking stamps OPT. So with the 693, with all the forms that they are, the 963, I think, form that they are issuing, and you are e-verify, etc., etc. Don't just take chances, because it will come back and hurt you. And if you look at those complaints that they did against UNNJ, there were 2 or 3 consulting companies that were involved. So oftentimes people see a very easy way to use CPT or OPT, but those are not, the CPT especially is not an employment EAD, okay? People don't understand that. The CPT is an integral part of your curriculum. That means it has to be something that is needed for you to graduate, just like an internship. For example, I don't know about IT, but in England, in order for you to graduate, for example, from a law school, you need to do some internship, and then you graduate. And the same thing happens, I think, for medical here. So those are places where CPT might apply. I'm not saying no, but you got to be very careful. Just a lot of schools here are trying to sell, quote unquote, the CPTs to students, and when those things are going to really hit, the ceiling, is going to really hurt all of you guys. So be careful who you are hiring. Easy ways can really be costly down the road. Stick to your H1B, stick to the regular things, follow the laws, and try your best to do the right thing. And for students out there, I highly recommend that you double check the school you're going to. I have this article I wrote yesterday where I said basically it's not everything that shines is gold. Now, having said that, now the UNNJ students coming back to them, the solutions now are not blanket, because we were hoping to be able to do something called like class action, but it doesn't seem it will work, because more and more we talk to the students, their scenarios are very, very different. However, having said that, since many of them have been defrauded by brokers, there might be an action down the road against the brokers, which will ultimately might result, I say might, because a lot of people are confusing might with you can, might result in a U visa. So people calling but sometimes people don't even know they have a U visa on other avenues, or a asylum or things like that. Oh, Amit is there right now. Amit, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were there. So, Amit, I'll let you finish. I think you have 6 minutes to go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back for noon to 1 on Monday, and everything we're telling you is for educational purposes only. Go ahead, Amit. Thank you, Franco. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you, Shah. And Sashikal, namaste to all the listeners. Yes, I'm here to give you a little bit feedback on the real estate market, and also on debt settlement that you can do. If you need any help on that one, again, my number to reach me is 510-299-9361. This is your Bay Area Realtor, Amit Gambhir. And my website to reach me is gambhiramit.com. मैं actually specialize करता हूँ in buying, selling, investment, and anything that there भी real estate which you are looking for any help, whether अगर तुहानू apartment खरीदना है ने, तुहानू मकान खरीदना हैगा, या even बेचना हैगा, अगर तुसी triplex चाहते हैं या duplex चाहते हैं, anything that you're looking for in commercial as well as residential, मैं actually तुम्हारी help कर सकता हैगा उधर विच, ते उधर वास्ते तुसी मैंने contact कर सकते हैं, नंबर हैगा 510-299-9361. मेरा office located हैगा अपना Fremont दे विच, ते साडा जो office है, it's a one-stop shop. We also specialize in loans, and we also have a property management department. We हैगा साडे कोल. अगर तुम्हारे कोल कोई rental property है, you want to manage it, we can definitely do that for you in our office. I don't do it, but my office does it, so we can definitely help you out in that department too. अगर तुम्हारे pre-approval चाहिए हैगा for the loan, and अगर तुसी shopping around करते पे हो, if you are actually planning to buy the house, खरीदना है उधर वास्ते भी I can definitely help you out, and I can refer you to my department. They can definitely see what is the best possible thing they can help you with, because as well as ਜਿਹੜੀ loan ਦੀ market ਹੈਗੀ ਕਾਫੀ hot ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, because the rates ਜਿਹੜੇ